Hey there, so today we have another review. This is a beer from Tactical. Wow, look at that crazy, crazy label. Really nice looking label on that one. That is Click Click Bloom. Click Click Bloom. So this is a Gose with cordyceps, roasted lion's mane, oyster mushrooms, and truffle sea salt. Gose. Interesting. So I'm very curious if this is going to be anything like shroom, or sorry, not shroom, snorkel from Jester King, which is like a tiny, tiny, like under 3%, or like I think it was like a 3% farmhouse beer with trumpet mushrooms. Yeah. So very curious what they're trying to do here. Something savory, something goza, click click bloom with again a bunch of savory kind of ingredients, 5.2%. Very curious what this turns out like. Beer is obviously like a little. It's like um, deep gold, bronzish, sunset orange kind of thing going on. Very interesting kind of appearance. I assume some of those ingredients have this kind of brownish hue to it, so offering a little bit of like um, hue to it. But yeah, it's all right looking, quite murky. And the aroma smells like mushrooms. Immediately reminds me of that snarkle from Just King again. That kind of like lively, kind of just like you never associate umami and mushroom with beer, but hey man, you can cook. I mean, you know what it sort of smells like? It smells like umami. So it smells a bit like the closest thing I can think of is sort of like a sort of miso soup kind of thing. Obviously, this is not kombu and seaweed and tofu and all that stuff, but like yeah, a little bit of kind of just like soupy kind of aroma. It smells soupy. It's mushrooms. Like yeah, interesting, interesting, interesting. Earthy, mushroomy, umami. Yeah. On the palate follows. Um, it's very umami. It's very mushroomy. Um, the acidity is actually quite nice. It doesn't cut too heavy. This beer really has like it's mostly a tart beer, like medium minus, sourness to it. But then it's just rounded with tons of just mushroomy flavor. It has a lot of like and honestly, it tastes a little bit like carbonated vegetable broth. If that's appetizing to you, then you'll love this. If you don't, then this is disgusting for you. For me, it's fun. It's actually quite drinkable, and it's again, I'm a savory guy, so it's fun having a beer that's like not focusing on culinary inspiration from sweet things, but instead savory things. And you know, it's just like mushroomy for days. A little bit of acidity, a little bit of saltiness. Like there's really light, kind of like crackery malt character in there. A little bit slightly biscuity, but it's mostly just like vegetable mushroomy broth kind of characteristics with a little bit of carbonation, a little bit of saltiness, lingering on and on and on. That's fun. That's fun. For novelty, this is like this is so much novelty. Like like how do you get a beer to taste like mushroom broth and still have it tasty? It's honestly quite drinkable. Like it's not something that I only want a plate of. I'm probably gonna finish this can, no problem. Like not no complaints. So that's quite good. Um, for me, I definitely prefer the Jester King because there's fermentation character to it, right? That had the complexity of their house yeast strain and um, obviously the beer was tiny too, so it's like really fun. Excuse me, super drinkable, super like refreshing, and also with the kind of like complexity of their house yeast strain. Here, the beer is really not showing much, right? It has a little bit of tartness to uplift the beer. The carbonation helps uplift the beer. Slice through how like umami laden this beer has, like again, like it is very soupy. Like I don't know if you guys have ever had the other analogy would be like Japanese places not only do miso soup, they've also had places do like an onion mushroomy soup kind of thing. It's like things like onion based, like shiitake and stuff like that. Yeah. Um, again, I prefer a little bit more fermentation character. That would be really hard to balance, right? Like how hard do you go on like esters and phenols and how peppery can you get it, right? Does the pepper make it too overwhelmingly soupy? Like does it really make it too soup like for a beer, right? Like you want to draw a line where like you're not trying to make a beer taste like soup. So it's like right. So um, but I think something's very novel, very tasty. So like it's just novelty and drinkability is like pretty good. Like there was novelty really high, drinkability is really good, And repeatability, I don't know. I don't probably go crazy like trying to drink this over and over, but like it's very tasty. It's a fun beer. Probably gonna be one of the weirder beers I'm gonna try all year, but um, I just love the novelty on this. This gets a solid 92. Novelty? You like novelty, darn. 94, 94. Click, click, boom. Um, Again, not for everybody. It just gets so much points. Like you're not gonna find a beer. Like literally, like I've had like thousands and thousands, 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 thousands. Is that too many? Probably around there, maybe. Um, Mushroom beer. It's so savory. It's very interesting. 94 until next time. I cheers there.